Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our weekly modern tournament here at Gregor Games. It's more than modern. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts alongside the suit, Mr. James Church Morley.
Round 3.
Round 3.
And you know what that
Twilight
means.
Zone.
We're in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, this is
We
this
should-
is what y'all been waiting for, right?
We should get like an overlay. You know, like
It's like
you know, like
stars fly past the
like some
screen.
music or something, and it
It's
goes
like-
Twilight Zone.
We can do what's his name? The guy who's dating Melissa Datora.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
That's too niche. That's too niche knowledge for me. I'm afraid.
Oh, she's
That's
she's-
too niche knowledge
yeah.
for me. I'm not into the whole
like the
magic,
the
the
rumor
gathering.
mill,
I mean,
like
what's
the gossip
Come on, people.
column.
There's more important
uh,
things in life.
But yeah, he puts on like jazz music, like
We should
chill,
do that.
very
We should do
chill
that.
jazz music during his streams, or he used to. So yeah.
We got.
What's up? What's up? Lemming Messiah and Capolo 42. What's up? B. What's up, B? Frank Laporte. Yeah, she used to date Frank Laporte. That's the guy. That's the guy who always put. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's too good for him.
Okay.
He's too bad for her.
Also, okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Just like
fine.
okay.
That
That sounds good.
that's very
But
nice.
yeah, you know,
That's very nice.
the Twilight Zone is anything can happen in the Twilight Zone.
Oh gosh.
It's not the danger zone, it's the
yeah.
Twilight Zone. But maybe we should get a Kenny Loggins drop. Yeah. Oh, we got we got oh yeah.
Yeah, there
Here
we
we
go.
go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we saw Aaron's deck
Yeah,
last
we
week.
did.
I'm
can-
more interested.
well-
Well, I'm more interested in Zeke's deck because Aaron's deck is like the most pimped out.
Zeke's playing Burn right, yeah, inspiring advantage.
Oh, okay, all right. So we
Goblin
see
Guide,
the
tap for 2.
atypical
Boom.
burn versus.
It's champion on top.
Oh, this is so bad. This is gonna be so bad for Aaron. Like
Do you think?
champion.
What? Oh, what bad as in good.
Like no, like
Bad as in
sorry,
disgusting.
bad for Zeke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zeke's gonna have a bad time.
yeah.
He's like, what does that card do?
Oh, it's
It
got
does everything to you. Signal
got
pest, or
max hexproof.
a signal pest ornithopter.
Jeez, this is bad.
Should that not been 2 damage? Signal pest ornithopter.
Capolo
I don't
42
know.
says, she needs to love me. No, she needs to love me. Me. She's damn good at drafting. She basically wrote the book on like drafting. You know, Brit. Like I
Yeah.
think that comes from her.
Does
like
it?
yeah, bombs removal, or at least she wrote about it. She wrote like a lot of those like WotC articles back in the day about drafting and drafting good.
Sounds
like
good.
get good at drafting. So
Sounds good.
yeah.
Zeke finding out that protection from all
All
colors is
colours.
like a real mechanic.
Oh no! And what's that on the top of his deck?
It's a
This is the
it's an Artbound
masterpiece.
Ravager, right?
Oh, okay. This is like the masterpiece
think.
collection.
I think this is like the most expensive deck I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's just so.
No,
It's-
Arnold's deck is the no. Okay, so this and Arnold's deck.
So Arnold has the completely forward out Jund.
Yeah, with the 4/4 Lilianas. Just saying.
Yeah, no, Judge promo.confidence.
Yeah, Judge Promo Dark
Squad.
Confidence. Well, but he doesn't have. So he doesn't have the lands though. He's got the foil lands, sure, but he doesn't have like foil unglued lands.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Not yet.
not yet.
You know the man's going for them.
He doesn't have the. You know, there's no masterpiece like Verdant Catacombs.
Yeah, but I think you all masterpiece or you know masterpiece, right? That's the prevailing theory. I think your masterpiece. You don't selectively masterpiece.
Right, you
Your
masterpiece like
masterpiece-
everything.
Yeah, everything you can, right? Because Jund's all like fetches and shocks, and then a couple of
And just saying, Aaron's deck,
like Raging Fiends.
Aaron's deck, the two. So I think he's got like a basic island and basic mountain in the deck. And guess what? They're the Therese Nelson Judge promo
Boom.
full art foil lands.
You could
Those
feed,
are $100 a piece.
you could feed like a Singaporean family for a month with a few soldiers.
With a bit of cardstock, right?
Yeah, or more maybe. I don't know. It looks good.
Lemming Messiah say almost fully foiled. No.
It's all foil.
All foil.
It's
All
all foil.
special.
It's all like
foils.
masterpiece foils. Oh, okay. So Yeah, that is not
No,
going to
you
work.
can't.
No,
No,
Zeke
no,
has
you-
protection from everything.
Yeah, just get rid of the signal pass.
Yeah, so we don't see. So like we don't do protection anymore.
Yeah.
They've been phasing out protection.
Hexproof still.
Hexproof. No, they do hexproof from a color, right? It was on Night of Glory, Night of Malice, and Dominaria.
Yep.
So it can't be targeted by spells of that color.
Yeah.
But old school protection, pro red.
No,
means
no.
No red's gonna hurt you,
Yeah.
or no damage, no targeting. Can't be dealt damage by sources of that color, right?
Mhm.
So it's it's good.
Yeah, Zeke learning the hard way, like this is how things happen.
Yeah, there's a
Oh gosh,
Steel
Outbound
Overseer,
Ravager.
Ravager looking like an Arcbound Ravager. Arcbound Ravager is like a construct, right?
Yeah.
It looks like an Arcbound Ravager. I mean, this is a serious squad.
Ouch. This is not good. This is really not good.
Yeah, this game is this game's over.
Ouch.
Zeke can't do much.
Yeah, Zeke learning the hard way and on camera too. It's like, yeah, this is what happens when you don't read the cards. I know the cards look very special.
Well, I just don't know if he knew. That's the thing, right? I don't know if he knew the protection from everything, right? They're all getting sacked. So that's going to
Yeah.
be all of the damage.
I think that's
Oh,
the
what we
end of
got?
the game. Yeah, so
Lightning
lightning
bolt.
bolt.
Nice.
Yeah, but you should have done that last turn. Then that would have killed the
Master of Ethereum.
Master of Ethereum. Yeah, it would have been a 3-4. The Master of Ethereum would have been a 4-4. No, the Master of Ethereum would be a 3-3.
You know, Zeke's in a tough situation, right? You know, he can't. He needs land quad lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're just recounting the damage now. So he's sacrificed those artifacts. They go away. Make sure the tokens are in the right place.
So that's become a 2-2 now.
Yeah, and the Etched champion is going to
It's
have
a 5, a 6.
Yeah.
So that's 8 points of damage down to. Oh, okay. So 9 points of damage.
Yeah, and he's Zeke's dead next turn. He's going to need the old, suspending.
Yeah, suspend
Ambitious
you.
to think he's getting another turn.
Suspend that, I guess. Well, it doesn't have protection anymore.
It doesn't
But it
until,
can- it can
until he
gain
needs
protection.
he needs to make in response to the Ink Moth Nexus, Blink Moth Nexus trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
No, there's too many ways to
So
do it.
I'm just gonna make this Igmoth Nexus grow, and now it's got hex. Now it's got protection
attack
again.
you,
I'm gonna
yeah.
swing in with everyone.
So wondering, has he got a Lightning Helix in hand? Lightning Helix on the Master of Ethereum
yeah,
would be good.
yeah,
Doesn't have it.
unfortunately
Okay.
not. No, but Lightning Helix on Master Ethereum doesn't solve anything because, Aaron could just
have to make another
animate another guy and then
sorry,
animate another guy in response.
Master Lightning Helix on the Ink Moth Nexus.
Igmoth
Because you
Nexus,
gain
yeah.
3 life and then you survive.
Yeah.
Um,
That would have taken it down. You gain 3 life, take another 2 more damage. So you take another 1 more damage.
yes, he'd be on 2 life or something.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah, like-
he's got to deal 7 damage with 1 card in hand. So he's got to peel lightning. He's got to have a Boros Charm in hand, then peel a lightning bolt or a lava spike off the top of the deck.
Yeah.
Not
So
great.
A little bit tough, I
Tou-
think. Well, Zeke just I'm gonna say it, Zeke just didn't read the cards. Like, you have to understand that your opponent's side of the table, like this is how your deck usually operates, and that usually doesn't go the way you want it, especially when you start playing matches. What's that term? No plan survives engagement or something like that, right?
Is that a real phrase?
Yeah.
That's a real
War, it's like a
Is that in Sun Seas, the Art of War?
yeah.
So
Is it no plan? No plan.
it's not in Il Principe by Machiavelli.
No, I
Pri-
don't
whatever
think
it is,
so.
the
No
prince.
plan. There. No plan
Survive.
survives the first contact with the enemy.
Of course, yes. Helmuth von Moltke the Elder,
Sorry.
who
yeah.
was he not a German? Yeah,
No plans of operations
of course,
extends with any certainty beyond the first contact with the main hostile force.
of course. The Chief General of Prussia
Of course.
during their wars with Austria and France in 1860
in
and
eight-
1866 and 1871, which
Yeah.
led to the formation of the German nation.
Mm.
Interesting.
Helmuth von Moltke the Elder.
Yeah,
Cool.
a lot of Helmuths.
Now,
A lot of Helmuths.
aren't you like a history major?
That's why I told you. That's That's what I just told you.
Yeah.
You know, Austro-Prussian War, 1866.
Russia War.
The Austrians lost because their trains didn't get there on
I
time.
learned-
That's actually why. Like there was
I learned this.
the Prussians had the
history.
train lines to get them there on time,
Yeah.
and they had the guns to get them. So 1866 they beat Austria, which led to the formation. So it led to the Ausgleich in Austria-Hungary, which led to the Ausgleich in 1868, which was the
Okay.
splitting of the Austrian Empire into the Austro-Hungarian Empire, which
Right.
led to like the toppling of the Austrian Empire.
Wow,
And then
okay.
in 1871, you had Prussia versus France,
And that
Prussia
made
won, and then
They
they
split
they
part of France into.
no. I think they just divided it. So Alsace-Lorraine is like the territory between France and Germany that kept getting knocked backwards and forwards. Like this all that the World War One and World War Two had that, but they. So German nation was born in the Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles in France. That was when
Okay.
Otto von Bismarck was the Reichskanzler of Prussia, and he was the one who unified the German. So Germany was basically loads of little
smaller
like little
villages
towns,
and
right? And
countries,
Prussia
yeah.
was one of those. And in the
Uh-huh.
1800s, Prussia
Just unify all of them.
became they got smaller and they became more condensed. So like places they were literally like a city was a
Mhm.
state. It had a wall around it. That was
Mhm.
a state. That was a German state.
What
Now in the
okay.
18th century, like they started condensing into smaller and smaller, and Prussia was one of them. And Prussian currency, which was called the thaler,
Okay.
became the currency de facto of the German nation. It was like the soft economic, but it was their soft, because that's a way of unifying country, right? Is their soft, because they had the lock on the currency. It
Right,
makes it
right,
easier
right.
if everyone's trading your currency to unify
to
them.
use your,
So Bismarck, Otto von Bismarck, who is actually one of my historical heroes,
yeah.
he was the one who led, like, he's like, I've got this idea for a German nation, and he was the one who went about unifying it. And the Austro-Prussian War was one of the steps, was to try and get certain groups on side, and then the war with the French was
the
way
was
of
the
like,
other side.
yeah, that
right.
was the one. That was a
That
correlation.
was the other.
So
yeah.
by World War One rolls around, Germany's been a country for about 35 years.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
it's not actually a real. So Italy as well. Italy was only formed in like 1868.
Yeah,
Garibaldi,
Italy was only formed under Garibaldi.
So you have Italy, where 100 years ago they didn't speak the same language in
Mhm.
southern Italy and northern Italy,
Mhm.
because southern Italy. So if you go to southern Italy, it's so different. Like Bari, it's a completely different country.
Oh yeah,
To
yeah.
northern Italy is very rich. Kingdom of Piedmont Sardinia, which was the kingdom in the north west of Italy.
Mm.
Venice, obviously. Rome, like with the papal
the-
states.
Yep.
And then southern Italy quite poor.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, European history in the 19th century is my jam. We haven't even
This
talked
is
about
it.
like the ambassador Metternich, who was the Congress of Vienna 1815.
What?
History. This is a history show.
Yeah. Welcome to the European history cast.
Yeah.
with James.
We're lining this up after, once we've got the theology podcast. Like, we're going to do these one day. Like, I told you, we're going to have a theology podcast. We're going to have,
There is I'm a big consumer of podcasts, and there is a podcast called the show or something like that, where it's by radio. Oh, gosh, man, I am losing all the Radiotopia. They have this
Okay.
show where it's smaller podcasts which couldn't sustain a series, so
Yeah.
they're taking those smaller podcasts.
we need.
And then they're doing like 3, 4, 5 episodes. They're running that course of it, and then taking another podcast and then doing all this.
How do we get
What?
to have a podcast for like 4 episodes?
I don't know.
I think we've got 4 episodes in us. I do not think we have I couldn't
I've got a million
I
episodes.
couldn't. No,
man.
but it's just like you're ranting, right? It's just
Yeah.
mixed ranting. Like I couldn't. I don't think I could do a podcast every week, right? I don't know how
Yeah,
people do
no.
it. It's so difficult.
It has, you need to put in a lot of effort. Like
It's
all these
prep work.
podcasts,
It's a prep.
they have an amazing support crew behind them.
Yeah.
They have people who help them generate content. If
If people want to,
research is the hardest thing. Like
yeah, you have to that
it
stuff.
takes time.
Stuff like I learned that over 4 months when I was 18, so 10 years ago.
And you're supposed to dispense it over like four episodes.
We've got
which is like 4
a
hours.
limited edition. I reckon three epis, 4 episodes maybe. Like you and me, we'll take on the world, right? We'll cure all injustices. We'll cure all injustice. Like we'll sort out all of the problems in the world. 4 epis, 25 minutes. We'll nail it easy. I got faith. it's interesting though, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but we're in the twilight zone, so
Yeah, whatever.
all bets are off.
anything goes.
All bets
right?
are off. I mean, yeah. I mean, some Magic being played, but
Oh, look at that. It's Affinity versus Burn. I guess whoever rolls the die, who gets to go
Yeah.
first wins.
Lemming Messiah saying, chat, that history lesson was more interesting than all of my secondary school history classes combined.
Well,
You
yeah.
know, I'll be at GP Singapore.
So I wanted
Maybe.
So I floated this idea to Clifford, who I think is part of Panda Events, who's running GP Singapore.
Mm.
That, you know, he was asking me like what interesting events can you do aside from doing the stream, because like WotC doesn't allow us to do the stream, or doesn't allow anybody outside of, let's say, America and Europe to do the streams. So Southeast Asia, I'm going to say again, like, and I'm going to complain if anybody's out there from WotC who's listening, right? I hate y'all for not having more content and more coverage for Southeast Asian events. Watching a match, what's his name? You know, he top deck round 5 of a Redburn. You know, he top deck a Glory Bringer.
Oh, you're talking about is it the chap called Brady, the guy who won
I
the
think
Pro Tour,
Brady,
right?
yeah. So, you know, you top deck a Glory Bringer, slam it on the table and swing in, and then there goes a handshake, right?
Yeah.
You can't describe that in words. You have to watch the video. You know, there is this tension. There's this tension in the air. Will he? Won't he? He takes it off the top of the deck, slams it on the table, and immediately out goes the handshake from Wyatt, right?
Yeah. You gotta right. You know, you want more magic, right? You don't want less magic.
Yeah,
you want
exactly.
You want
like,
magic to be shown. If you think that Magic is a global brand, esport, whatever you want to call it, it needs to be on like every weekend.
And it needs to be representative. I mean,
Yeah.
like we're not okay. The reason why we're not there is because we're not of a certain, you know, standard. I guess. You know, I'm dancing around it, but yeah,
Speak
we're
for
not
yourself.
so most of us are not of a certain, you know, standardized.
All I'm saying is Mick and I are free that weekend. Oh, sorry, Mick isn't. I'm free, and I'm happy to name cards for 12 hours on
yeah,
stream.
but man, I don't like that they do that. Like, it's not cool, man.
They don't have much coverage in Asia, right? They have
no coverage in Asia.
Nico do Japan,
But that's only to Japan.
and someone
to
does
Japanese.
something in China as
Yeah.
well. Like, so is it Tencent has teamed up with Wizards to do like coverage of
but
Magic
only
in
stream,
China.
Yeah, but only
So they're
streaming
gonna
to
have
China.
something on there, and we see Zeke unfortunately lost.
Did he lose?
Yeah,
he lost to
yeah,
his
yeah.
like double.
Yeah. So they have that, but yeah, you're right. For the rest of Southeast Asia and Australia as well.
Yeah.
Australasia,
So no
right?
no
You
Australia.
have Riley Knight, but you know,
Come
big,
on,
big
like,
Riley
people-
Knight fan, but he doesn't live in Australia.
Right, he lives in US.
Yeah, no, he lives in the UK.
Oh, lives in the UK. Yeah.
So no one's like, you know, no one's covering it.
Come
You know,
on.
Singapore, everyone speaks English.
Yeah, exactly.
Good Magic scene.
Malaysia, everyone speaks English. Philippines, everyone speaks English.
Yeah.
Indonesia,
Some people speak English.
most people speak English.
But yeah, like all I'm saying is Mick and I are happy to put on the jerseys.
WotC just concede. You know, we need more content. We need content every week.
But
How
you
about
but
that?
you were
And
saying
that's
someone
teams.
asked you about the content. Were you suggesting you did a live podcast?
Yeah, I wanted to suggest do a live podcast or do like a side show after, because GP is now shorter. They're only 8 rounds.
Yeah.
Like at 9 o'clock, have a a Q&A session, or meet and greet session with like all the pros,
Oh, yeah.
all your idols. And
Not
stuff
not
like
with
that.
you. I thought you were saying
not
meet and
not
greet
me,
with
no,
you.
but I mean like
Yeah.
you know, we are the hosts at the end of the day, you know, and we're hosting all these people in Singapore. You know, get to meet Rob Alexander. That's one of the things that I want to do, which is to, you know, get down with Rob and like and try to have an interview with him. And that's gonna be a bit tough because
You're not here.
yeah, I'm not gonna be here for that week, which kind of sucks.
So for those who don't know, it was on the Gregor Games Facebook page. Like there's
Rob's coming
meet,
down.
Yeah, meet and greet with him, and then like a drafting Dominario with him.
Yeah,
and you
that's
can
on
only get
Monday.
access to the draft by, like, you have to you know, if you play in events, you get
Yeah.
lottery tickets, and the 7 lucky people who win a lottery ticket can draft with Rob Alexander, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
No one else in Singapore is doing that. This is like serious. You know.
that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool stuff.
That's cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
And apparently Rob Alexander like drops really well. Like
Does he?
he's gonna
Gonna
like
crush-
roll
he's
up
gonna-
his sleeves,
gonna
and then you're
crush some
gonna see
fools.
like all the Black Lotus, all the tattoos that Chris Rush did for Rob Alexander. Is like, yeah, I'm gonna crush you fools.
He's gonna crush some fools.
Yeah.
He's gonna be pack one, pick one. Yavimaya Sap herd. You know, he's gonna
Go.
know. He knows what's up. you know, he's got those. He's got those competitive league trophies on MTGO.
Yeah.
He knows what's up.
Okay, we're gonna call it a day. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can join us on the stream every Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Singapore time. Twitch.tv/GreyOgreGames. Watch all the replays on YouTube.com/GreyOgreGames. And do check out our website, GreyOgreGames.com, if you want to find out more about the invitationals and how you can be part of it. And if you do like what you see and hear, remember to subscribe to us on Facebook, YouTube, I don't know, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter,
yeah,
all that social media
all
stuff.
social media.
Okay, we are getting out here and hope you guys have a great day. My name is Mick. I'm joined by James. We are out. Bye-bye.